I wanted to ask both of you guys this, and I think you did it to him without even realizing it. Do you enjoy it, or is it an insult to be called a legend at this point?
Oh, it's a clear observation of fact, I believe.
Beautiful. That was beautiful.
It is.
But there's this notion now, so my friend Saleh says all the time, everyone these days is calling each other the GOAT. And everyone these days, that it kind of waters it down a little bit.
Well,
because I believe you've earned legend status.
Thank you.
But now I think some people just kind of throw it out all the time.
Well, see, the difference is legend, GOAT, and, okay, first of all, what's most important is how you feel about yourself first.
No doubt.
You hear me? So if you truly are sincere about how you feel about yourself, it will be conveyed to everybody else.
Gotcha.
And when you say GOAT is greatest of all time. Greatest of all time at what? You hear me? Now, Shaq say he the greatest of all time. He has statistics to prove this.
An accomplishment.
You feel what I'm saying? Now, so when you say you the GOAT of what? You know what I mean?
And then not only that, it's just a matter of opinion.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
There's 8 billion people on the
The
world.
reason I was asking too from that perspective is there's an age thing with legend.
And I had to start accepting it. And the only reason why I accept it is because I'm 50. A lot of people call me OG now.
How does that feel?
Like at first I didn't accept it, but bro, I'm 50.
52.
Same thing. And then, the fact that
Big bold lies.
the fact that we put in
He
work.
doesn't even know we're doing the BBL thing.
Yeah, he doesn't. The fact that
Excuse me?
BBL.
Pardon?
Shaq said he wants to get a male BBL.
I didn't say BBL. I said an SDL.
What is pardon?
I want to get an SDL.
Sausage. I forget the Lex.
A sausage destroyer lengthener.
So tonight on TNT, we're going to try and
Just
weave in
jokes,
his...
yeah.
Hey man, we gonna hit the stop. Usually they say, Paul, we gonna hit the stop on that one, man. You hear me?
I said earlier before you came here, you remind me of myself.
Man.
You don't take no for an answer. And when you say something, it happens. I was saying that when you first came out, everybody was a fan. You was T.I.'d and you was Tip. And then you just said, I'm the king of the South. And nobody better not say nothing about it. How did you come up with that? And I know, I'm not going to ask you, do you really believe you're the king of the South? But what gave you that mentality to say, all that's here, I respect y'all, but I'm the king of the South? I mean, because you was the first one to say it.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? To be honest with you, that came. I was actually on the way to the studio to record probably one of the first features, one of the first collaborations on a major project, which was the Shaft, the Shaft soundtrack. Oh man, excuse me, pardon me. The Shaft soundtrack with Beanie Siegel. It was a song called 2 Glock 9s. They sampled Biggie's 2 Glock 9. Any whispering about, man.
Right.
All right. And so me and KP, we were on the way from, I believe, Lenox Mall to the studio. And when we were riding, we were listening to Mystical's album. And Mystical, he had a moniker. His was Prince of the South. And I was riding with KP and I was listening. I cut the radio down. I said, hey, so if Mystical is the Prince of the South, who's the king? And we both just had a moment of silence. I looked out the window. Then we looked at each other. He said, you wouldn't. I said, like hell I won't. And when we went to the studio, I said King of the South on that record. But to be honest with you, to answer the second part of that question, I never believed it as much until people started saying that I couldn't say it. You know what I mean? When people started to challenge me and say, you can't say that. I'm like, man, you can't tell me what to say for myself, what to think of myself. And another thing people don't know is that I actually got the blessings of my predecessors, the people who I consider the OGs who paved the way for me, Big, Dre, all the Goody Mob, Bun B, Pimp C, 8 Ball, MJ. You know what I mean? Like I actually went around and asked Scarface. I asked the people that I looked up to and that I respected, how they felt about it, and everybody kind of. I mean, I think it was because they kind of respected my, just how just the fact that I could actually, I could go. You know what I mean?
You can go.
And I got everybody's blessings. Now, people in my generation, they didn't like it so much, but I didn't care.
I wanted because he talks a lot about how he didn't care about the earthlings, but if Kareem said something,
Right.
that mattered.
Exactly.
Who was it for you that gave that stamp to you that went? Oh.
All of those people, Scarface,
Was there a moment that you remember when he looked at you and was like, "You're different"?
Andre 3000, Big Boy. I mean, man, just like I can't remember when Shaq and I met, I can't hardly remember when I met Face. I do remember when I met Big and Dre. I do remember when I met Goody Mob. But like Bun B, Scarface, it just feels like I've known them forever.
Whole life.
Maybe because I just grew up just kind of listening, just consuming myself with their art, you know what I mean? So I was already so familiar with them that I don't even remember, when we met for the first time.
The Monty.
Yeah.
Flow's a little different from yours.
Yeah.
And I saw one of his songs where he said he didn't want to be like you, but his game is not like, has he come to you for tips?
No. I mean, on business, but not on his craft, not on his art. He'll let me hear his records. He'll let me in just to see what I say. But he never comes to me and like asks. He just like lets me.
He got sort of like that East Coast flow. Like his is really smooth.
Strange thing, right? So anybody could go and research this. When Damani first started rapping, he was a kid. And his first record was called Green Faces. And all he rapped about was having money and, going to the mall and buying everybody ice cream from the ice cream truck. And I said, man, you gonna get beat up. These kids, man, you talking about everything that other people around you can't experience. That's not gonna be good for you. You need to find ways to relate to people. You need to dig deeper, you know what I mean? And I asked him what he was listening to, and he was like, Soulja Boy. I said, all right, listen. No disrespect to Soulja, you know what I'm saying? Big Soulja, he got hits, but I mean, but I feel like Soulja Boy was respected for what he was saying because he didn't come from a famous household. You feel what I'm saying? If you came from a famous household and the talking about that kind of stuff, you got it too easy. You know what I mean? So I sent him to listen to some Big and some Pac and UGK, Outkast, Goody Mob, you know what I mean? And later on, he came, he said, have you ever heard of this group called A Tribe Called Quest? I say, have I ever, man? Come on, man. Yeah. He think he turning me on to something now.
Yeah.
But he just he kind of enhanced his palette, and I think that contributed to a lot of his diversity when it comes to his skill set.